What is up, people of YouTube? It is I, Super Mario Zilla, or you can call me Vinny. And you're probably here because you collect action figures and just enjoy my videos. I don't know. But anyway, we're going to take a look at the newest Bandai vinyl in the Godzilla line. You know what I'm talking about due to the title. It is the Bandai movie monster series, Shin Gojira.
Yes. The Bandai Shin Godzilla. Bandai movie monster series. Shin Godzilla, that is. So, this figure looks like a good figure from first glance, but is it actually worth the pickup, and is it really that good of a figure? Well, that's why you're here. Let's not waste any more time and take a look at the figure. When it comes to the overall looks, sculpt is actually not bad, but it's also not great, and unfortunately, due to the paint job, it holds it back a ton, because paint job is lacking, extremely lacking. There's only 3 body parts where the paint is on. The chest, the back, and the tail. That's not very good, and Bandai was pretty cheap with the paint job in this department. Why do I say that? Well, let's take a more detailed look. So the head does not have that bad of a sculpt. In fact, it is true to the design. And when I say lack of paint, I mean that the inside of the mouth has no paint in it at all. I mean, even the cheapest Bandai vinyls have paint in the mouth. Come on. Teeth are not individually sculpted, but you know, it's a vinyl, so I'll let it slide. After finally moving down to the chest, you can see that the paint job is not only crappy looking, but it just looks bland. There's no shading, no nothing. Like, I know it's a $20 toy, it's a kid's toy, but come on, I've seen, like, even Marvel Legends with shading. No excuses. Just no excuses. And not to mention, if you look at it, it looks like some paint actually chipped away. Good on you, Bandai. Good on you. When moving down to the arms, it is small, true to the look, but there is no paint on them, on the claws. Why? Just why? Put paint on your figures, damn it. Shoulders do look meaty and true to the design, but, you know, the sculpt really isn't defined too well, because this is where the paint job is needed. The paint job should have been put all around the figure to truly bring out the details. This figure does not do that, and thus, the details are not as defined and not as crisp or pretty. Finally, moving down to the legs do look meaty, and again, sculpt looks pretty good, but the paint job should have been put on to, you know, bring out the details, make it look nicer. Looking at the back, the dorsal plates are nicely sculpted, and if you look down, the red paint is pretty bright and does bring out the look of the figure. See what I mean when I say lack of paint? 3 areas is not good enough, Bandai. Not good enough. But still, at least there's a plus side. I gotta give credit where credit's due. The spines look pretty good. At last, a freakishly long tail, which looks pretty awesome if you ask me. Not bad at all. Finally, we are moving on to my favorite part of this figure, the tip of the tail. Sculpted paint apps are absolutely fantastic on this tail. And it's just a damn shame the rest of the figure does not look like this or got the same treatment. This is exactly what I mean when I say the paint job should have been needed. It holds the figure back a hell of a ton. So sculpt in its own right is pretty okay. So the sculpt I'm gonna give okay. The paint job, however, while some parts are good, the paint job should have been put around all the figure to truly bring out the details. So I'm gonna give the paint job a big fat X. For articulation, all this is just swivels. Swivel at the arm, 360. Swivel at the leg, 360. There is technically articulation at the tail. Here and here, but it's glue sealed, so obviously you can't move it without breaking it. Since this is a vinyl and does not focus on articulation, I'm not going to give articulation any points. The figure itself measures up to 6.5 inches tall. From head to tail, he's at least 12 inches long, so that's pretty long, and this figure is a decent size for the average Godzilla 6-inch figure. And he's pretty big compared to the other 6-inch Godzilla figures, since he's 6.5 inches tall. In fact, here he is compared to some other figures. Here he is compared to the Bandai Vinyl 6-inch Godzilla 90s and Memorial Box Godzilla Jr. Here he is compared to the vintage Bandai Baragon and the Godzilla 2000 Vinyl. And here he is compared to the YMSF Megalon and the Bandai 6-inch repaint movie monster King Ghidorah. And here he is compared to the Monster Arts Martha Larva and Godzilla 1954. And here he is compared to the SH Figure Arts Saiyan Armor Trunks and Golden Frieza. And here he is compared to the Marvel Legends Whirlwind and Marvel Legends Deadpool. And lastly, here he is compared to the SH Figure Arts Bowser and SH Figure Arts Mario. So for the average Godzilla figure, he's pretty tall. And as for scale, well, obviously I had to give it a check. Technically no accessories, but does come with this tag if you buy it new. Here it is on the inside, giving you information about Shin. And here's the back, and it looks pretty cool. So, in conclusion, what is the final verdict on the Bandai Movie Monster Series Shin Godzilla? Well, to be honest, the sculpt is okay, but the paint job does not help it at all, and the paint job itself is cheap and rather lacking. The articulation, well, it's pretty much non-existent. The size comparison, nah, not bad, actually. In fact, that's almost technically the best part besides the tip of the tail, which is actually kind of sad, actually. And, you know, everything else about the figure is just either mediocre, okay, or some good. Well, honestly, the final score I had to give for the Bandai Movie Monster Series Shin Godzilla has to be a 6.3 out of 10. Not a great figure, but far from being perfect. Well, anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the review. If you liked it, please subscribe for more content from me. I not only do reviews, I do stop motions and some other cool stuff. And please like the video too to show your support. And leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think or if you have other opinions to share. Well, anyway, guys, I am Super Mariozilla, and I am out. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and comment. I'll see you all in my next video. Peace out.